Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We're also going to hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 74 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days out of the year this year and to run 1,250 miles. This is my second year ever consistently running. Last year, I was able to run 1,000 miles, so this is a 25% step up from last year. And the actual running is really, I think it's like me doubling what I ran last year of how many days. So it's a real big step up for me, big challenge, but I'm really looking forward to it. And so far I'm feeling really good about it, how far I've came, and just how my body's responding to it. And within this year, I'm also running my first ever 50K and my first officially timed marathon. The 50K is the Yankee Springs trail race right outside of Grand Rapids, and that is in June. And I'll be running the Detroit Free Press Marathon. It's an international marathon where you start in Detroit, go to Windsor, and come back to Detroit and end. And that is in October. So it's very exciting so far on the journey, how far I've came. We'll talk about mileage. Today I did a short mileage. I ran 1.5, and that puts me at, for the year, 306.9. I told you my goal is 1250, so I'm 943 miles outside of that now currently. Every week I've been trying to hit 33 miles for the past 5 weeks. So the past 5 out of 6 weeks, 5 out of the 6 weeks of the past weeks, I was able to hit it. This past week, I came just short of it by point, I think 7 miles. I think I hit 32.7, so I was a little bit short on that. The first 5 I did in honor of a challenge I challenged myself to do. I was able to do that and accomplish that. But last week I just got to 10 mile, or yesterday I got to 10 miles and I needed 11, or right up just under 11 to hit my mileage, and I just didn't get it in, and I just was like, whatever. I wanted to come home and I finished it out. It was my dad's birthday. He wasn't here very long. He was actually out to dinner, but I wanted to come home, shower, get ready, so whenever he got back, we could do some stuff. That being said, though, currently this week I'm at 1.5 for today. Obviously, today is a Monday. But knowing that I was going to have to hit in order to hit 1250 this year, I would have to just average just over 100 miles per month. So every month I wanted to run the 100-mile challenge and do it in honor of a different fundraiser or charity and try to raise money for it. In January, we were able to raise, I think, $395 for the American Cancer Society. In February, we raised $95 for the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. And currently, we've raised $60 for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library for March. And my mileage currently now for March is 67.2 as of today. So I'm almost not too far away from breaking the 100-mile mark for this month. That also being said, though, that fundraiser is going on, and you can find the link to donate if you'd like to donate. We're taking anything from $5 to $100, whatever, there's no limit really. Whatever you can donate, please. Anything goes a long way. You can find the donation link on my personal and the Defining Discipline Facebook and Instagram stories. So either my personal page or the Defining Discipline page, you can find them on the stories. The links will be there. You just click on donate and you can donate to this fundraiser and help raise money for this great fundraiser for March. And this will be going on until April 7th, and then April 1st we will also start a new fundraiser for April. Other than that, guys, though, we talked about my weekly mileage, my yearly mileage, my monthly mileage, some of the goals and where I'm at. I did have some goals of reading every day. I didn't follow that. That got broken real quick, trying to keep up with everything, especially about to become a new father. I have been reading a little bit, though. I started reading a book a couple nights ago, a different book now, and um, just we're gonna take it a day at a time, see how that's going. But I'm still trying to get better at that and all and things like that. Um, that being said, though, let's kind of, I guess, just get into today's episode. Today is day 74, episode 74, and I want to kind of talk about the last few days and what's happened and what happened that's kind of shifted now to what we're at today. So, for that being said, today episode 74 is about adaptation. So, last week around Monday, I think I found out my dad was coming up on Thursday. He didn't even tell me. He was just going to surprise show up, and he finally told me Monday that he was coming, and it was still kind of up in the air because Wednesday he called me and he was kind of worried about flying because of COVID and all of that. So I had so much on my plate with the bathroom and doing other things. I really needed him to come up and help me finish things. So I was really grateful he came up, but at the same time, with him calling me Wednesday, I didn't think it might have happened or whatnot. But then he did show up, so it didn't necessarily throw a wrench in my running plans. But then I ran a little bit later, or the first 2 days I ran early in the morning, so he didn't have to deal with that. And then um, I ran at night the last couple the last 2 days I ran at night. Um, and the one was on his birthday. He left to go visit my uncles, and I want to say that because he went and visit my uncles on his birthday, so I left and I ran 10 miles. But that being said, that morning that I ran the 10 miles, I was actually supposed to meet up with a couple guys downtown, and we were supposed to run 13 miles, so I was going to go actually over 33 miles for the week. But I adapted to what was going on currently in my life, which was the fact that my dad was in town and he was here helping me try to get things done. So, the first couple days he was here and I was able to run early, we actually stayed up super late those nights getting things done, working hard. So I was planning to get up Sunday morning at like 5 again for the second week in a row, planning to get up super early and get ready to go run in Detroit at 7. And I was just so beat from staying up super late, just busting our butt on the bathroom here and the bathroom downstairs and going through all some stuff that we were throwing out for, Sunday was trash day. So there was all this stuff going on, and I had to change around and adapt my schedule to the schedule that was just feasible for that time. And I realized that this is also something that is going to have to, occur here coming in these next few weeks after the baby actually gets here. So it was kind of really nice to figure it out. I understand I was a little short this week. It was a little thrown a little wrench in, and now I did 10 late last night, and I planned on still trying to continue trying to do more. But then today was my dad's last day here, and I didn't want to bust out a lot, so like we hung out all morning and did a few things, and then he wanted to take a shower, so instead I just went for a really short 15-minute run while he was getting all of his stuff ready together. And then I waited to take him to the hospital. It's super late now. It's 8. I'm shooting this episode. I'm going to try to get it uploaded as quick as possible. But the point is that I had to adapt because he was here and I wanted to make sure that I spent time with him and I didn't spend all my time running and putting in a whole bunch of miles or vice versa, recording all these episodes while he was here trying to help me get things done. And I'm so grateful he came too. It was awesome that he showed up, and like I said, now we're on this week where I've only put 1.5 in, so now I'm gonna have to put in a little bit more this week. And that's another thing about adapting I want to talk about is my wife is actually super close to actually, I feel like, having the baby. It could be any day now. I mean, she's not really having too bad of contractions or anything, but it's too close on the cusp. So I want to still do these longer runs, but I realize I'm going to have to adapt in order because I don't want to be, 4 miles out this way, completely out away from the house, and she calls me when she needs me. So I think now these next few weeks I'm going to have to adapt my running and still maybe put big miles in, but stay closer to the house and do more different loops around the blocks around the house and not go so far out into different cities. So I'm going to be adapting my actual running so I can stay closer to the house, and we're going to try to figure that out, these next few days. So my miles will be a little different than they normally are, than I normally pump out, but that again is something that is going to have to be found out. I can't wait for month of April. Hopefully, every month we do a month in review. I got some gear I want to talk about that I'm really excited to use and to start pumping out. And hopefully my baby Mariana will be here by then, and you guys can meet her in one of the episodes. So there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up. So I want to thank you guys so much. But before I leave you guys, I want to give you guys your daily discipline for the day. Episode 74, day 74, and that is adaptation. So when life throws you wrenches, and not necessarily always bad wrenches, but when just something falls on your plate like it has for me these past few days, and for me it was help. When help arrives at the door and you have to change around your schedule by putting in your different running miles and doing the episodes later or whatever it is, and then even changing up this week and now changing up my route to stay closer around the house in case of emergency. Whatever you got to adapt to for your situation currently, figure out what it is in order to do that. For me, like I said, it is trying to figure out just running around this neighborhood now instead of going farther out. So in case I get that call, I'll be close and I can still put in big miles, but not have to travel 4 miles out and 4 miles back in case something happens. So that's my way of adapting, as well as the time I've adapted while my father was up here helping. So whatever you can do, figure out how you can adapt stuff around in your life for your current situation. If you want to try to start working out, maybe figure out how you can adapt some of the time that you spend to get more time in to work out. Other than that, though, guys, thank you so much for listening. This has been a great pleasure and so fun doing this. 74 days now. It's been a great journey. If you guys can, though, please give this podcast a like on our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube, and our podcast streaming platforms, whichever one you listen on. Just give that like button a push, a subscribe, a follow, even share it. Let other people maybe know. Maybe there's someone in your life that could use a little bit of self-motivation, and they can watch me talk like an idiot sometimes on this podcast, and just they can follow along with me as well as I'm running on this journey and all these miles I'm putting on. So I want to thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys stay disciplined. This is the Defining Discipline podcast, episode 74. I am your host, Scott. Stay disciplined. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 75. Peace out.